Ladies and gentlemen, summoners and sorcerers, welcome back to the Grand Arena DSA. This is your host, Dragonslayer from DSG, or Dragonslayer Games, and today's video is going to be my specific strategy of how I farm my legendary characters. And I'm gonna introduce you guys a concept called focus farming. The reason why I call it a concept is because I'm seeing people who do, they have their own technique of farming, and I just don't think it's the most efficient, and I find this way of farming to be the most efficient way of farming, specifically for your legendary characters. And if you've already done getting legendary characters, which I'm pretty sure you won't be at this point with beating the beast, then you can carry it on to your other characters that you do farm and use focus farming there as well. So the first step we're going to be looking specifically, like I said, for legendary characters is going to be through grand campaign farming. So that's going to be, you're going to be looking here at the screen right now. We have Cogsworth, followed by Mrs. Potts, followed by Hero, followed by Gogo, followed by Olaf, and followed by Sven. Now, as you can see, it's in the exact opposite order of how old the legendary characters are. We're going to go Beast first, then Baymax, then Elsa. So we have Cogsworth and Mrs. Potts, the newest characters out right now. I currently have my Cogsworth at, I believe, 3 stars or 4 stars. I think I have him at 4 stars now. Yes, I just got him to 4 stars. And I've only been farming him for like 2 days. And that is because I'm using focus farming, and also there's double drops, so I got lucky from that as well. But how you utilize this completely is you're going to want to focus just specifically at one character at a time with grand campaign specifically. So if I'm going to be farming Cogsworth, I'm going to be farming Cogsworth till he's 7 stars. If I'm going to be farming Hero, I'm going to be farming Hero till he's 7 stars. If I'm farming Olaf, I'm going to be farming Olaf till he's 7 stars. You're going to want to go in this order. This is my suggestion because with how teams work, meta teams are defined by the legendary character, and usually the next legendary character or the new legendary character tend to be the new meta. So if you want it to be farming the right way or farming for the meta as well, this is going to be the way to do it. Now, that doesn't mean that the old legendary teams aren't useful. They have their uses. Olaf is now being seen as another savior in raids possibly, or just a usable character. Hero is still a very vital character, literally any team. I wouldn't be surprised if he snuck his way into the Beating the Beast team and made them even better. So you want to look out for those older characters from the older legendary teams because they are still going to be useful. Like I said, this is going to be how I'm going to farm them. Just focus farming. Only go with one character at a time in grand campaign. Now, you may be wondering, well, what happens when there's double drops? Like, for instance, right now there's double drops for Cogsworth. Then, if there's double drops for Mrs. Potts, focus on Mrs. Potts just for that day, for instance. And you always want to wait until 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, or midnight in the UK time, because that's when you're going to get a specific refresh for either double drops or double gear drops or double character tokens, something like that, that are going to happen at that time specifically. So you always want to save your energy till then. And I understand Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, Hero, and I believe Gogo. I can't remember if Gogo is or not. They can be farmed also in elite battles. But you want to focus your energy using them specifically and dedicating them to grand campaign. And how this works effectively is by doing the 3 100 refreshes. So this also brings us to another topic. If you are wanting to do this free to play, do Tapjoy games. You don't have to buy Olay. You do Tapjoy games, and Tapjoy games right now, they're double offers right now, so you want to really do them because they're going to give you the most amount of gems possible. And the games, yes, they're a little bit of a grind, and it does work better on Android or BlueStacks. So if you want to do it there, that's probably going to get the best time to actually get the rewards, because I've heard some horror stories with Apple, unfortunately. Tapjoy games, there is a risk to them sometimes because Tapjoy can be a little uncooperative. I've never had a single issue with Tapjoy, so I've been lucky compared to other people. So if you are gonna go and do this, you have to use the 100 gem refreshes every single day, because you roughly get, with 100 gem refreshes plus the ads that you watch every day, and plus the bonus 70 you get at your respected time, and also the just natural accumulation you get in the game, I average on a day roughly 20 character tokens. So if you divide 330 by 20, I think it's at 16.5. So I can get a character from 0 to 330 in roughly under 3 weeks. And it's tried and true because I did that with Hero and I did it with Gogo. So it's totally doable. I would highly recommend you guys doing that and just finishing them off. Just focus farming. Focus farming is nothing new. I think it's a method that people kind of look over, and it works really well with Grand Campaign. Now let's move on to Elite Battle farming. So this obviously can be done simultaneously with Grand Campaign farming. You should be doing this simultaneously with the Grand Campaign farming. So as you can see here, we have the Beauty and the Beast characters, we have the Big Hero 6 characters, then we have solely Kristoff, because he's really the only character you can farm in Elite Battles with the Frozen team. Because on a side note here, well, I'll talk about it later, never mind. But anyways, you have Belle, Lumiere, and Maurice. How do I do my Elite Battle legendary farming? I do them in threes. So I do Belle, Lumiere, and Maurice together, and I rotate them as well, because if you're in a club, which you should be, you get an extra attempt every single day in terms of for Elite Battle farming. So let's say day 1 I do Belle, day 2 I do Lumiere, day 3 I do Maurice, and then day 4 I go back to Belle, and just keep on rotating that every other day. Every 2 or 3 days you're going to be getting an extra one for one specific character. So that way you are evening out the playing field in terms of which characters are getting that extra attempt, but also you're maximizing your attempts as well. So let's just say I get lucky and I finish Belle first, then I'll move on to Honey Lemon, but still farming Lumiere and Maurice. And let's say I finish Lumiere, then I go to farm Maurice, Honey Lemon, and Fred. And let's say I finish Maurice, then I farm Honey Lemon, Fred, and Wasabi. And let's say I finish Honey Lemon, then I go Fred, Wasabi, and Kristoff till I'm done, basically. But I always highly recommend farming 3 characters at a time, using the 50 gem energy refreshes. It's pretty fixed. You know, I have gotten lucky sometimes where I do get all 4 attempts, because I have VAP as well. I get all 4 attempts for the character, and I get lucky, I get 4 character tokens just through Elite Battles in that one day. And then if I do the extra attempt, then I get 8. So you could get that theoretically. I've never gotten 8 total, but I have gotten 4 character drops from 1 attempt a day. So that's pretty good for these characters, because Elite Battles is the hardest grind to do. Elite Battles, if you want to be able to get beasts the second time around, you got to focus on these guys and get them done quickly. And really, with this team, it's definitely doable, I would say. And you know, once you finish, for instance, Kristoff, it's basically your choice. Just with Grand Campaign farming as well, it's your choice. With Elite Battles, you know, you could probably go for Dash at that point once you're done with Kristoff, for instance, or you could move on to whatever character is strictly for Elite Battles, for instance. Or you're still farming here, for instance, in Grand Campaign energy. I would say once you're done in Grand Campaign, move on to Bubbles and Gantu if you haven't done so yet. Those guys are going to be super beneficial for you at that point. And of course, after that, you can go for whoever the crap you want to go for. It doesn't really matter at that point. Of course, there's specific characters you should farm, but basically you've at that point farmed the meta and all the good players, basically. So in terms of who you should farm in Sorcerer's Tournament, you're probably wondering, well, where's Anna and all this? You know, she's the only character you should be farming in Sorcerer's Tournament at this point, if you're gonna go for Legendary. Right now, the hot picks in that whole Sorcerer's Tournament is going to be Anna, because she's still part of the Legendary team, Merlin, and Tinkerbell. So if you're going to be farming Anna and you're new, it might be a good choice for you, because you're in here for the Legendary team. So I would recommend solely farming her there, and you'll probably finish her pretty quickly. I think it'll take you about a month to get her done, because you can max get about 8 drops a day depending on where you rank in Sorcerer's Tournament. You can get about 8 to 12 drops a day, just depending on how your whole point system works in Sorcerer's Tournament. And yeah, she's going to be more of a background farming character on us. And the reason why she's not any of these diagrams is because, like I said, she's going to be farmed in that realm. She's going to be farmed in Sorcerer's Tournament. There's no reason why you should farm her anywhere else but there. Kristoff, you know, people say, okay, well, why can't I farm with club coins? You're wasting your coins. You're not doing gear there, especially if you're like past level 60 and you're not farming your tier 4 and tier 5 gear there. You're completely wasting your currency there. By farming Kristoff. But if you want to, go ahead, you can farm Kristoff. No one's gonna bite you. It's just, I think it's a waste in terms of energy. But I hope this was helpful. I hope that, you know, this focus farming method, I'm telling you, I can finish this entire grand, like if I was a new player and I had the, you know, legendary farming guide here, this order, I could pump out Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, Hero, Go-Go, Olaf, and Sven probably before, let's see, probably by the end of January. You could finish all these guys, if not quicker, to be honest. Because with the way the drops work, the grand campaign is pretty good. So you can get these guys really easily, and in between then, you know, you're probably going to get some type of double character token drop, so definitely going to be wanting to look forward to those as well. Anyways guys, I hope this was helpful. Look out for those tab joy games. Like I said, that's the only way it's going to be super efficient and effective, if you do those tab joy games and really focus on focus farming. So what's the focus farm again? One grand campaign character, rotate 3 elite battle characters, and also farm your other social, like your sorcerer's tournament exchange on a Merlin tank and pretty much whoever the hell you want to do after that. So that's my farming method. I always do this. It's been working really well for me. I'm getting 7-star characters left and right, at least 3 to 4 a month. That's how many legendary characters I've been getting consistently, just because I'm following this strictly and getting my characters done this way. So if you liked it, please like and subscribe, share it with a friend. I've seen so many people not properly farming and asking me questions, and I give them the same advice. So I decided, you know, let's do this video to really help people understand how to properly farm, because there's a lot of mistakes being done out there, or at least I think they're mistakes, and I think people could reallocate their resources better. Of course, you may not agree, but that's totally fine. Anyways guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.